E93, home of the Ricky Smiley Morning Show. Good afternoon, I'm Kenya Cabine. This is the afternoon turn up, and coming up this hour, all of your favorite joints and your chance to win that trip to the Billboard Music Awards. But right now, here's Bruno Mars, Uptown Funk on E93. My mother was working. She's formerly a principal, an educator, working in Atlanta. She was actually diagnosed with dementia, Alzheimer's, about 6 years ago at the age of 58. And she was real young. But when she was diagnosed, she was actually still teaching. So it's kind of interesting because at the time when she was diagnosed, people thought that she was going crazy because she was acting out. She was forgetting a lot of stuff. She was repeating herself and her sentences while she was at work, and she was having a lot of problems. And it got to the point where they were like, well, we're getting ready to fire you because you're incompetent on the job. And when I heard that people were saying that she's crazy, that she was losing her mind, I was like, oh no, I'm gonna have to do something about this. So I went to Atlanta. And I was like, Mom, are you going to the doctor? Because my mom was saying, that she was going to the doctor. I'm going to the doctor. I'm getting checked out. Turned out she hadn't been going to the doctor. So once I did get her to a doctor and they diagnosed her, it was horrible. She would not admit to it. So when they told her, well, actually, this is how we found out. We had to go through several doctors. We went through a psychiatrist, and we also went through her primary physician. And they came together with the diagnosis together. And I received a phone call here at the radio station. And I'll never forget, I was back in the back room back there in my office, and I received a phone call about like 5 o'clock while I was on the air, and they said, Kenya, your mother has dementia, Alzheimer's. And I said, oh, okay, so what kind of pill are you gonna give us so we can get rid of it? They said, no, your mom, she'll always have it. This will be her life. This is it, and you need to be prepared for your mother not to know who you are. And I just broke down. That's my heart. That's my heart. I didn't know what to do. I didn't have anyone that I could talk to about it. And then I did some research and I found the Alzheimer's Association. They steered me in the right direction with everything. And they weren't, biased. They weren't saying, can you put her in this place? They gave me a list of options that I could choose from. And there were maybe like 50 different places here in Savannah, in the coastal empire and surrounding areas, that I could have put my mom, from Hilton Head to Beaufort, South Carolina, and I chose to keep her, close by me. And so, that was rough, putting her in assisted living, because, to put my mother in assisted living, that was the hardest day. I am helping out the Alzheimer's Association and giving back to them because my mother, she does have dementia, Alzheimer's, with this coastal Dancing with the Coastal Stars of Georgia for the Alzheimer's Association. It's a great event. It raises money and awareness for the Alzheimer's Association. And because my mother is living with it, I want to be able to use my platform to give back and, make sure that people are aware of this horrible disease that's, killing so many people. And, people are getting it at very young ages. I have a friend whose mother just got it, and she's 55 years old. She was diagnosed at the age of 55. So I want to be able to let people know that, they're not alone in this struggle right here. And, I want people to donate and, really help out because it's a very great cause. We want to win that big trophy. We want people to vote and donate because every dollar counts. Every dollar. If you donate $1, if you donate $1,000, every dollar counts, and it ensures that I'm able to win that big trophy. In addition to my great dancing skills, we just want to stomp out Alzheimer's. We do. We really do. It's such a horrible disease, and I want to leave people with this too, because this has been so difficult for me. Just this whole situation. But when I tell you, I am so blessed to have my mother. My mother is alive. My mother is alive. My mother is well. And my mom, she still knows who I am. She still knows who I am. And that was always going to be my biggest fear, that she would never recognize me, that she wouldn't know who I am. But I know by the way that she looks at me, that she knows who I am. And I'm happy with that. I'm good with that.